End Zone presented by TiVo has reached the midpoint here in the week as we head towards Week 14. Jason Horowitz, Ian Eagle, glad to be with you in New York. Randy Cross with us in Atlanta on CBSSports.com and on your TiVo DVR via TiVocast. And Monday night's game got us to thinking about Baltimore and a team that was 13-3 last season, a team that has now lost 6 in a row, a team that is a 4-9 squad, 4-8 squad, a team that is 4-8 on the season. And you look at this Baltimore squad, a team that will still say they probably did not really lose the game on Monday to the Patriots. It's still the officials. But you look at it and you wonder where the decline has been. And obviously you could point the finger at Steve McNair. They've had injuries to the offensive line, particularly Jonathan Ogden. Defense has been slow. Secondary's been hurt. But as a whole, this Baltimore Ravens team, you look at it and you no longer are afraid of them.
Oh, no. And this is a once dominant defense, which is still very good, but they've gotten old in a hurry. And there's that fine line for them. I've always felt this way, Randy, of ferociousness that they've been able to play with and inching towards being a little bit out of control, trying to make plays when plays aren't there to be made on the defensive end, taking chances, taking risks. Injuries have certainly affected them, Randy, but there isn't that same swagger that once was there. Yeah, they'll talk and they'll react as if they're a dominant defense, but the numbers say otherwise, and the tape, the film shows otherwise as well. You can now find ways to beat them on that side of the ball that you just couldn't find in previous years.
Yeah, I think you're right. In some cases, it's a matter of age. I think in other cases, generally on that football team, they've been kowtowed to. They've been allowed for. They've been allowed to kind of speak out and act out. I think you learn a lot about football teams. You learn a lot about individuals during tough times. And if you look at this objectively, what you've learned about the Baltimore Ravens, especially their defense, is it's always somebody else's fault. And one of the first persons they roll under the bus is the guy that's got their back all the time is Brian Billick. They're always willing to point it to coaches. They're always willing to blame things on calls and blame things on the offense. And they very rarely step up and say, hey, against the Pittsburgh Steelers, I know our offense turned the ball over a lot, but hey, why don't we force a field goal once in a while instead of giving up touchdowns? Against the New England Patriots, yeah, they got some breaks. Yeah, the officials made some calls, but what do you say we stop them? It's never their fault. It's always the other guy's fault.
Well, the controversial calls to the officials are certainly still up in the air, and I'm still not sure Jabbar Gaffney made that catch.
But it's irrelevant.
But that was a first down play. So
and it's irrelevant to the big picture here. If the big picture is the decline of the Baltimore Ravens, they can crank it up when necessary. Offensively, though, and that's where Brian Billick does get most of the criticism. He won a Super Bowl with a defense, and his master plan of being an offensive genius has never really developed for this team.
He won a Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer and Tony Banks. Let's not forget that. And they went 5 games without scoring a touchdown. But let's fast forward this a little bit and hear where did the Ravens go? Because they brought Steve McNair in to put them to that next level, and they're really back at square one from where they were before they had Steve McNair.
Randy, I would pose the question to you because Kyle Boller, to me, is not the answer. Boller will give you glimpses, but when you strip it all down, something always strange and wacky finds him. Yep. He's always in the middle of chaos on the offensive end. And to me, that's a clear indication that you're not going to win with him long term. He's not the answer.
I think he has the ability to be long term a very, very good backup quarterback who can come in and win. Do what you need him to do. If your quarterback is out 6 games, he can go 3-3, 4-2 for you. And really do the good things you need him to do. But long-term, he's not the answer. I don't think Troy Smith is the answer. Steve McNair obviously isn't. They're very much in the market for a quarterback when it comes time, and offensive lineman when it comes time for the draft.
What else? Real quickly, Randy, if you could pick one spot other than quarterback that they have to improve on for next year, what is it?
Well, how about a healthy Todd Heap? He's about 40% of their offense. You take him out, that offense is almost toothless.
That'd be good. Downfield threat would also help. But again, you need a quarterback to get it to them. All right, Randy, we thank you very much, sir. Have safe travels this weekend, and we'll catch up with you as we head into Week 15 next week.
All right, thank you.
All right, folks, the End Zone continues here on CBSSports.com and, of course, on your TiVo DVR via TiVocast. We're going to talk about some battered quarterbacks, and Steve McNair won't make our list because it's just, on the grand scheme of things, it's not as big of a deal in Baltimore. We're talking about quarterbacks this year. People want to run out of town. We'll talk about that when we come back.